We were selling our flat in Crouch End to move to like a bigger property. We've got 2 little kids and we wanted a bit more space. At the time when we were going to sell, we had 3 different agents come and value the property. And I think in terms of the difference with Martin Gerrard, I really felt comfortable with them. I felt like they really listened to what I wanted, and just more like kind of personal touch. And I felt with the other agents, it was a lot more kind of standard procedure, and it didn't feel as personal. So the things that impressed me the most about Abby and Martin Gerrard was, well, particularly Abby, was that she was very good at communicating about what was happening with the sale and with like the viewings and stuff. I really felt like she listened to us around what we wanted and how we wanted the sale to go. We were quite particular in terms of when we wanted people to come in, and they were very understanding and made sure that they only put like viewings in at times that we were clear that we wanted. So yeah, very kind of understanding and very good at communicating, and I felt like I could always contact her whenever I needed to. You can tell that Martin Gerrard are a family-run business because of the way that they interact with you. The whole team were like really supportive of me and my husband, and yeah, they, you know, whenever we contacted anyone in the team, you felt that they knew what was going on with the sale and with the house. Abby was really kind of contactable, the communication was great, and you just felt that it was more than just the sale of the house. You kind of felt like really supported by them. An example of that is I was going through some quite serious like medical treatment at the time of selling the house, and so Abby was kind of checking in to see how I was, and when that finished, she actually came around that day and bought me flowers and a card from the team just to say congratulations. And that obviously was like a completely personal touch that was unexpected and like wasn't necessary, but really made me feel like supported by them more than just selling my house. I've had experience previously. Last year we put our flat on the market with a different high street agent in Crouch End, and I really felt that although they came around and did the same kind of process, that they didn't really listen to what I was asking for, and therefore I lost complete trust in the process, because I felt like they were just in it for themselves rather than like kind of supporting us in what we needed. I felt completely different about Abby and Martin Gerrard. I felt like they really took on board kind of what we wanted, that they, although they wanted the sale, of course they wanted the sale, they also really wanted us to get like positive experience from it, and yeah, I definitely felt completely different to the stereotype of an agent, particularly with Abby. I think being a female, and also just kind of her like communication stuff is very different to how I experienced it previously. I absolutely felt I could trust Martin Gerrard with the sale, but also with kind of talking about some of the stuff that might, like some of the issues that we were having and stuff with our sale, and just with stuff that was going on in our lives and how that might affect what was happening with the house. They were very kind of supportive, and yeah, I absolutely felt I could trust them. So I think Martin Gerrard set their service levels higher. Some of the examples of that is that with my previous experience when I put it on the market last year, although the kind of manager came over to do the valuation, and was very kind of good at, you know, communication and stuff, he had like 3 agents that were showing our property. Now, we never met them, they just came round like when the viewings were, whereas with Martin Gerrard, Abby came over like 10 minutes before she did, or like 15 minutes before she started viewing the house. She met us, we showed her around, and we did that with another agent in Martin Gerrard as well, who was showing the house, just so that they could kind of actually hear it from our own like mouths, what we thought and what the selling points were. They also were very they do what they say they're going to do. So they, you know, Abby would say, oh, like, I'll call you at this time. She will always call me at that time and tell me like what had happened and the feedback and stuff. And I think that sets them apart. Well, definitely from my previous experience of another high street estate agent, although they said they would do stuff, often it wasn't at the time they said. I'd have to chase. That just was not the experience at all with Abby. Like, she would do what she said, and that's what you need in that kind of experience. Martin Gerard had really good local knowledge. I think from the start, when Chris came over to do the valuation, he was talking about kind of the market that we'd be selling to, which are young professionals, and kind of how his team would be good for that, because they are younger, and they kind of appeal to that market. They know what people want, who are in that kind of demographic, I guess. They also, so Abby was really good at talking about like those very good local schools, parks, and like the flat was right off the high street. And I know that when she came over, she was kind of talking about how that's so sellable for the property. So yeah, she was able to kind of give all of that information without really having to give her that information. I feel we got really good value for money from Martin Gerard and Abby. We had some issues with our sale that took like 6 months to kind of push through with our freeholder, and Abby was really, really proactive in kind of supporting us with that. She did everything she could to get the sale through, and I really feel if we'd been potentially with another agent that may not have happened, because I felt she was really, really invested in kind of our sale and us personally, and making sure that we got what we wanted. And so I would say that, yes, I absolutely feel that I got value for money from Martin Gerard. The reason I'm giving this testimonial for Abby and Martin Gerard is I had a really, really good experience. I really think that estate agents have like a really bad reputation, and I am somebody that felt that way as well, and previous experience fed into that. And I think that I would want other people, if they were going to be selling their house and looking on the market, to see that it's, you know, there are people that are not like that out there in the profession, and have the same good experience that I had with Abby. I would recommend Martin Gerard to any friends and family for selling their property. I felt that they really gave us the whole package in terms of support personally and with the process, and Abby particularly was just really great. She was a really good communicator. She listened to what we wanted. I felt I really trusted her and the whole team, and that was from start to finish with the process, to be honest. So yes, absolutely.